you guys. It's your girl, Sandra D, the main event, and welcome to my channel and welcome to my community of love and unity. Today, we will not be talking about hair and we will not be talking about food. We are on the journey of talking about the narcissist. And if you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Now, today's subject is going to be talking about why the narcissist mirrors you. Now, the reason why a narcissist will mirror you is because they're trying to figure out how they can get into your world to bring you into theirs. This is the starting point of them running game on you. This is the starting point of them pulling manipulation on you. And it's also a part of where they're trying to lower your guard when they introduce themselves to you. This is also a way for you to understand that when they are introducing themselves to you, that they're wearing a mask. Okay. Now, the mask that they're actually wearing is them actually mirroring who you are. Your personality, your sense of humor, what do you like? They're getting to know you phase. Okay. Now, when they're mirroring you, what they're doing is doing a copy of who you are and introducing that copy of you to yourself. Okay, this is part of your confirmation of letting you know that you're destined for greatness, because when they're mirroring you, they're actually showing you all your great attributes and what's so beautiful and amazing about you. Okay, so when you're in the introduction phase of the narcissist, what they're doing is having small talk with you, striking up a conversation with you. Okay. This is in a way for them to be able to see how, again, they could come into your world to bring you into theirs. Now, when they're doing this is like a window of opportunity for them to see how they're going to actually run their manipulation in their game on you. Now, at this point, you do not see them as someone that is a threat. Okay, this could be a co-worker. This could be a development of a new friendship. It could be a love interest. It could be a business partner. It could be unlimited things, okay? But what is happening is, in order for them to be able to start their game, they have to initiate. And the way that they will initiate to come to you and to approach you is that they mirror the essence of who you are. So that way you won't see them as a threat. You won't see them as someone that is manipulative. Okay. So the mirror is a replica of who you are. It's a copy. Okay. It's a clone, if you will. And this is where the mask comes in, because you don't see them as being Mr. Hyde. You see them as being Dr. Jekyll, someone who is not a threat. Okay. Now, once they get into this phase, they're going to probably ask you a couple of questions, to have you to interact with them. Okay. It could be like, this weather is crazy today. It could be that they bumped into you and say, oh, excuse me, my bad. Anything to get a conversation started. Okay. This is going to be the initiative of them approaching themselves to you in order for them to get to know you, so that they can see where you will fit into their supply and demand. Now, once you get past this mirroring stage, this is when you go into the love bombing stage. Now, the love bombing stage is them, that's the interviewing stage that I like to call it. This is where they're getting information and details about you, about the good, the bad, and the ugly, what you like, what you don't like. And then what they do is they script a character for you. Okay. Now, this character that they're scripting for you is an add-on to the mirroring. Okay, because they got to keep the persona, they got to keep the facade going, so that you will not understand that they're about to sit here and trick you. So what they're doing is they're interviewing you, they're filling in the blanks, but they're also checking to see how they're going to be able to run this manipulation on you without being caught. So when they're doing the love bombing stage, this is when you had spilled the tea, you was kikiing with them, you was an open book, you didn't see them as someone, as a threat, because you guys clicked and you thought that you guys were on the same page, that you were on the same level, but you weren't. Okay. Now, when this was happening, this is when they prepared this character, they played the role, and they came and gave you gifts. Now, when they're starting to give you gifts, now this is their initiation into investing, into deceiving you into thinking, okay, that it's all good. So what they do is, before they take a transaction from you, they're going to invest in you first. But the gifts is nothing but a way for them to secretly to be able to draw you out from your world into theirs. Then once that stops, this is when you begin to see certain things in their character that is different from what they introduced you to. Now, that introduction again was a mirror of you. It was a replica of who you are. Okay, like I told you guys as an example, when you're going and you're getting a Gucci bag, it's a Gucci bag. But if you're going and you see something that's online, you're like, oh, I'm going to get this Gucci bag because you think it's a Gucci bag, but it's at a lower price. Okay. Now it's a lower price, but you're not realizing that it's not a Gucci, it's a Fucci. Okay, and you don't realize it's a Fucci until you look up close and you see that this doesn't line up. The stitching is off. It's supposed to have 2 C's in Gucci and it only has 1. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is when you begin to see that it's flawed. Okay, so when you're seeing these flawed things going, this is when your gut is telling you, something's not right here. This is when you see the red flags. This is when your intuition is kicking in. This is when God has been whispering in your ear, but it's even louder. Okay. But you're paying attention, but you're not paying attention because you're thinking, oh, this person was so wonderful. They were so kind. They were so good. So you override that. And that's exactly what the narcissist wants you to do. They want you to override, your conscious. They want you to override your intuition. They want you to override that gut feeling, and they want you to continue to come into the net that they have trapped for you. Okay. Like a hunter, when the hunter is going out and they're trying to capture whatever kind of animal, they may set a trap and put something there that they like, and then they go and feed on it. And the next thing you know, the animal is trapped inside of that trap, the trap that they set for the animal to be caught in. Well, this is what the narcissist is doing to you. Okay. They're trying to capture you. Okay. So when they're capturing you, you're in this trap, and you're trying to figure out what is going on, what has happened. So when you start to question the narcissist about certain things, this is when they start to give you reasonable doubt and telling you it's all in your mind. Okay, because they want to exchange your truth for their lie. Okay, so then at this point and at this stage, they know that you're on to them. So they got to do things to throw you off of their scent. So that's where the narcissist's rage come from. That's where they say you cause them an injury. It's not that you cause them an injury, because as I told you guys before, they were already hurt. The only thing you did was remind them of the hurt that they have already experienced and what they were already going through. Okay. So now this is when they're putting you on time out in this devouring stage. Okay. Now, The time out could be them trying to figure out how they're going to get you back onto their same page and continue the manipulation, so they may come back with the love bombing again because you gave them that information to, smooth it out a little bit and then get you off of your instincts on what you know is something's not right again, but you override it, and that's the purpose and the point of the manipulation. Or you continue to go on with it and they put you on a time out. And at this point, they already either had a supply that they wanted to talk to, or it was a backup supply, or it could have been an ex that they was stalking. Because as I told you, a narcissist is like a bee. They like to go from one flower to the next flower to the next flower and to the next. Now, while you're in this stage, you're trying to figure out what is going on, what is happening, what happened to this wonderful person, that I met. Well, the wonderful person you met was you, and you've been there all along. You just didn't realize that they were extracting the core of you. Okay, because what they were doing in that stage was they secretly brainwashed you so that you would not understand the game and the manipulation that they're running on you, which is why the relationship can go fast paced. It could be like the Fast and the Furious. It's just vroom, vroom, vroom. Okay, so you are off balance, and this is on purpose. So they're going to go and spend time with that other supply. Now, how the next step is the discard is depending on how the narcissist is going to run this game, or if you're going to end the game with the narcissist. Okay. So now, if they feel like the grass is greener on the other side, this is when they leave you in a state and you're not knowing what's going on. So this is when they do a reverse hoover. A reverse hoover is when you start looking for them and then you start going to their page. And this is when they may have a new supply on their page, hugged up and acting like they happy. Now, they'll do this on purpose because this is their way of punishing you and saying you pushed them into the arms of someone else when you didn't, and all you did was ask a valid question. But again, a narcissist does not like to take responsibility. They like to shift blame and make you the problem. Okay. Now, when this was happening, they already was telling the supply already about you. And what they were doing in this phase was trying to get you emotionally attached to where you would snap, to where you would go off, to where you would contact them. Okay. This is when they were already starting the smear campaign, but they was doing it with the new supply. And when this was happening and you were on timeout, they were secretly already planting the seeds because they wanted people to know their side of the story by putting you in a bad light and making up this whole story, this false narrative that you were the problem. So what they were doing, they were poking at you like a bear. Okay, you keep poking the bear, what's going to happen? The bear is going to snap and it's going to go off. So they intentionally put you in an emotional state so that their narrative to their story will stick. Okay, so when the narcissist is sitting here running game, these are the things that you need to understand that they're doing. And it starts off in the initiative of them mirroring you, doing a copy of who you are, introducing you to you, okay, so that you would not see who they really were, which is a threat to your destiny. They poisoned you, okay, with the love bombing stage as an investment, but also at the same time, they were brainwashing you so that you could not see them as a manipulative person that they are. Okay, you also got to remember that when you are talking to a narcissist and they do a narcissist rage, it's not that you hurt the narcissist. The narcissist was already hurt and wounded. They have been wounded ever since they were children, and they have this ego that they built, that they introduced you to, and you're thinking it's confidence, but it's not confidence, it's their ego. Okay. it is not who the narcissist is. And then the narcissist use you and your personality to be able to come into your world to drag them into yours. Now, when the narcissist went off and they did all of these things, you probably decided, I don't want to have nothing to do with this person, and rightfully so. So you decided, I don't have nothing to say at this point. But this is what the narcissist wants. They don't want you to say anything. They just want to come back into your world later on and want to see if y'all could be friends, because they still want some type of supply from you to meet their demands. Okay? So when they're doing all of these different types of scenarios and doing the gaslighting, okay? Gaslighting is just their way to cause reasonable doubt, to make you not see the truth. And they want you to exchange the truth for a lie, which is their lie, okay? So when you're deciding not to have this relationship with this individual, you decided to go no contact. You decided to go gray rock. You decided that enough is enough. I'm cool. There is no point of no return of you trying to come back into my life. But please remember that they do hoover you. And they were doing that from the beginning, from the gate. So when they're trying to pull on your heartstrings, they're trying to get you to take the bait again, to come into the trap, for the whole cycle to begin all over again. It's a cycle of abuse, okay? And the only thing they want to continue to do is to cast their insecurities, their hurts, their wounds unto you and make you accept that as your life, as they're trying to extract and take from you your destiny. Okay, the relationship wasn't going to last anyway, because a narcissist cannot walk in your shoes and you cannot walk in the narcissist's shoes. But the narcissist was going to do everything that they could, as long as they could do it to be able to extract or delay your destiny, because you're destined for greatness. Okay, so I wanted you guys to understand that when they mirror you, and mimic you, that was the start of the manipulation for them to run game on you, so that you would not be aware of them being able to come into your life and seeing them as a threat. All right, you guys, I will see you in the next video. And remember, you are destined for greatness.